Hey, so today was kind of a little. It was a good day though. I was, I've been watching that Zach Wish, the Zach Wish VH4 video, which is really great. And I've had a few VH4s in my day. And anyway, so I was like, well, I had a bunch of gear I want to dump. Like maybe there's one down at Guitar Center here in Nashville. Maybe I'll go down there and trade in this stuff and see how, because I've had two or three of them, and I'm actually still on their site as a diesel artist. And I was talking to Zach on the phone, and we were having a lot of fun talking about music and nerding and YouTube and all that. And one of the things I was going to trade in was my Deluxe Reverb. Now this was in here on the thing with mics on it with a cable running, like an audio cable. But I was like, I don't know, But anyway, I got to Guitar Center and I got cold feet, and I went in and said hey to my friend. I said, listen, I'm buddies with the management there. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, don't worry about it. I said, yeah, I don't know. So I came back, put the gear up that I was going to trade, and I grabbed the Deluxe, and I thought maybe I could put it, Anyway, so needless to say, it's down here now. And what I did was I tested the last recording I did the other day with my Strat with, the Deluxe in its cabinet with the 112. And then I tried it with the 412, and it sounded good. I actually like it better with the new 412, with the vintage 30s. I'm like, you know what? This sounds great. And if it's here, I'm going to be excited to use it. Because I'm just gonna be excited. I'm not totally stoked about the whole amp in the other room thing. I like the cab in the other room, but the amp I like here. So I decided to not. So I've got 5 amps now in the rack, but one's down here. So all I do is slide this over and I can use it. What I did was, these are set up to go through the loop. What I did was I just attached them from here. So now I've just got them all going in front. And I'll play a little bit for you, but I thought about that Elton John song, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, because it was just some things we talked about, and I just thought, you know what, don't do it. You don't need it, don't do it. And, I don't always win that battle. I'll leave it at that. I don't always win that battle. The other thing, too, is I have the 2 cables that come here to go into the different amps. I ran a separate cable for the Deluxe. So it's always going to be on the headlight, so I can double it up with the matchless or whatever I want. So here we go. We're going to fire this up. Are you excited, Bo? He's excited. Are you excited, Chunky? What are you doing, you loops? He's ignoring me. All right, this is cool. So this, I just explained it. This is my Deluxe through the 412. So this video is going to come out. The next video is going to be the double amping, double cab, like Mesa Marshall, whole thing. I put 11s on my black Les Paul last night, tuned it down to E flat, drop C sharp, and I took my old black Strat, not this, the black one that I grew up playing. I've had it. I bought it, I think, in 1980. I was 16. And that thing's been through it. I went through my Van Halen and this and Floyd Roses. But I've kind of restored it a number of years ago, maybe 15 years, because I went to that Santa Monica Music, and I got a set of Fralin Woodstocks. They were just like they're like vintage. It's nice. Well, anyway, I took that guitar and I was like, maybe I'll put 11s on it. And then I just tuned it down because, the tension, the scale length is different. But I put it in E flat. It played great. I couldn't believe it. So that gives me like a single coil. And the reason I'm saying this is that I've got these baritones. I've got my black Les Paul now that's in drop C sharp. And I've got my black Strat that can go into E flat or drop C sharp. So we're going to do some nice, cool, grindy music, man. So that's going to be the next video, is getting all the... And the next video is going to be cool, trust me. And then that's it. We're going to be recording, writing, programming, tracking guitars, mixing, the whole deal. So here it is. So yeah, so here's this is the Deluxe into the new 412 Mesa. It's a traditional straight with 4 vintage 30s. And this I have the EQ on and the woodshed. Yeah, let's just try it. Let's try that again. Yeah, I mean, you'll carve some of that out. I wouldn't want to track with any less. That's good right there. So in front, I've got, here's the EP booster, and I've got my timeline in front. And I've got like my Mobius. My H90. A big sky. So there it is. Now the thing with this amp is this. Check this out. Let me dry it up. I gotta turn preamps down because it gets loud. The overdrive on a Deluxe Reverb is awesome. Now I'm on about 6.5. I don't know if it's distorting. Let's see, maybe. That's just the amp with a Strat, right? Yeah, that's cool, right? And then you put, let's say, the yellow side of the King of Tone. Now the 808. Let's go to the EP booster. That was the EP booster. Here's King of Tone, yellow side. EP booster. Here's a King of Tone red side. I like that. And that's all with the EQ is on, with a little of my sculpting, and the woodshed, the Sir woodshed, the Andy Wood compressor, just, it's light and slow. We're back now to just raw, just straight, no overdrives. That's just amazing to me. So I'm going to tell you one little quick, hold on. Oh man, I love that. So one of my students for years and good friend was, well, her name back then was Tuesday. Her name was Jan. She sang in a metal band. I can't remember what band. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, look at me watching that thing. Jan, metal, singer, female, LA. I don't know. Janice. No, Wait, no. It was Janice. It wasn't Jan. So I didn't know her originally as Janice. I knew her as Jill Janice. That was it. Hold on. She was one of my students. Oh, I guess that is her. Oh, wow, she looks so different. Okay. Jill Janice. Let's go to images. Yeah, that's more what she looks like in the real world. That's her right there. Anyway, we were homies for a couple of years. She was around my studio every day. I was her voice teacher, and she wanted to sing she kind of had this operatic metal thing, and she was into Axl Rose and all that. Yeah, there she is. A really sweet person. She's not alive anymore, unfortunately. The reason I'm saying this is her boyfriend that became her husband, Brody. He was a kid. He was like this bleach blonde, kind of rocker dude with denim jackets, kind of a punk rocker dude. And he was the nicest kid. We used to party at the Rainbow with me and Jill. Well, she was Tuesday at the time, and Brody, and there was just a whole crew of us. But I used to go see his band, and he had it had a punk rock meets Guns N' Roses-y kind of thing that was going on in Hollywood. This was right around 2000, 2001, 2002. And he had a Deluxe Reverb. And I remember going to see him, and I was like, man, his guitar sound was just killer. He played Flying V's, and he had all he had was whatever Boss Rat pedal, distortion pedal, and a delay maybe, nothing. It was just so cool. And we started a friendship apart from our normal friendship, but our friendship about the difference between British and American. And he very much he appreciated the Marshall Vox thing, which was more what I was into, but he was definitely Fender. And he talked about the thing of the distortion, when a Fender is cranked, the distort. I never knew that, honestly. I mean, when I was a kid, we all had, 800s and Jubilees and JMPs, and, I toured for years with Laney stacks, and, and then I went, a Fender was nothing that you would ever want to play. That just wasn't my thing. And he got me so into it, and I started to get it, and then Greg started working at the studio. And he was into these things of cranking combo amps and stuff. And I was really starting to get it. That's the only thing I could say. But this moment in time right now reminds me of Brody. I don't know whatever happened to him, but yeah. So this is a reissue, a brand new deluxe reverb. It's 2023, and it's the bridge pickup on my Strat, which kind of it's a bright bridge pickup too. But that's it, straight in, and the amp is on almost 8. So there's more to go, but that's yeah. And you could, obviously the top end is a little intense, but sometimes you want that, or you can dial that down, right? You could dial that down. We're just about to end this video. I'm telling you, the next video is going to be the Mac Daddy. Let's do this. Ah! High cut. Without it. With it. Looks like you got to shave a little low end now too, because to balance it, because now without the high end, the low end feels weird. Anyway, that's it. Here's bypassed. Straight. So, wow. All right. So that's it. Now I'm stoked. And I didn't get a VH4, and I'm so glad I didn't. I was, me and Zach talked my whole drive from where I live in East Nashville down to Berry Hill, where Guitar Center is. And it was fun, catching up and learning all, we've become friendly and friends now, so we're getting to know each other. We got to definitely do some hanging. But, I started thinking, I don't know, man. No. And literally I walked in the store. I walked straight to the back room. As soon as I looked at it, I'm out of here. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Because I thought, first of all, I'm not optimizing my Deluxe reverb. Now I am, because it's right here. And I thought of Brody. That's what made me bring up Brody, which was Jill Janice's husband back in the day. Boyfriend then husband. Anyway, I dedicate this to my friend Jill Janice, who's no longer with us. And what's funny is I spoke to her right before she passed. And she was like, we gotta hang, man. I miss you in my life. I miss the studio. And I knew she was in a bad way. When like a friend's in a bad way. And I was like, listen, I'm coming out like in the summer or whatever. I said, let's hang. She's like, let's do it. She, and then that was it. So anyway, rest in peace to my buddy Jill. And so Crank Deluxe. It sounds like to me, it's like, whew, it's got this, and that's what Brody used to say. He's like, yeah, man, when you crank Fenders, it's like they breathe and it moves, man. It's more funky sounding. It's not so like I guess like even balanced, maybe compressed, like where if you get like a Marshall, especially if it's anything like the higher gain type of stuff, or you put like a tube screamer or whatever in front of it, that sound is very stable and very chopped, even though this is compressed because the amp's being overdriven. Within the sound you can hear a lot of movement. So one more time. I can hear like inside of that. That's beautiful. Okay, so there you go. Next video is going to be the dude. It's going to be the amp combining. We'll do some tracking on that old song Around the World just to get it all to jive. And I'm going to show you some tricks to, I don't want to say tricks. I hate this. Is not tips and just not the 5 ways to get great guitar. No, forget it. I'm going to show you the disciplines that I've used over the years to make this work. And I've figured out how to combine amps together in the same room, isolated, non-isolated. I figured out how to get amps to work with Axe effects and Kemper, and how to Kemper to get work with Axe effects and DIs and Sir reactive loads. Like, it's a little tricky, but once you get the feel for it, it's cool. And a lot of times for the kind of hard rock stuff, that's, you want heft, and you want less performances. So it's better to do multi-amp. I mean, you can't always do a DI and just reamp things. Either way, it's the same thing. You got to figure out how to get it to all jive. So I'll show you some of the things that I've learned over the years on how to make that jive. So, yeah, that's it. Rest in peace, Jill. Damn shame. She's a nice person.